New Life Community Health Center really birthed out of the realities of our community. We had some people that we were in relationship with here, families where we're dealing with some issues of prenatal care, some drug addiction, and as we began to get involved with this family, the mother fell down the subway steps and was injured and ended up in Elmhurst Hospital. And as we got some people around her and got a handle on the situation, it was just so apparent to me that the great need that she had for medical care. She didn't have documentation. It had expired, her papers, and without medical insurance there she wakes up and finds herself in post-op in Elmhurst Hospital, and she was terrified. And as I looked at her face and I looked at the nurses that were there serving, I said, boy, there's a great opportunity here to make a difference in people's lives. The New York Times and others have said that Elmhurst is the most diverse neighborhood in the world. In 2.4 square miles, you have 180,000 people from over 130 different countries. This is really the center of the universe. People talk about New York being the city of the world. This neighborhood is truly the city of the world, or the neighborhood, I should say, of the world. All along, we've had a vision to have a health center, a permanent facility where people can come, whether they have insurance or not, and can have their medical needs addressed. But because we didn't own a facility, we didn't have the space or all the resources necessary, we started by just setting up one tent in a parking lot. We had so many people stop here on Queens Boulevard and walk in that wanted help that we said, boy, let's move into the park, which is over there on Broadway, Moore Park. And we set up tents in Moore Park, and we got overwhelmed. In 2 to 3 hours, we saw almost 130 people. The lines were 10 or 12 deep. People just kept coming out of these buildings. We had children going and getting their grandparents who couldn't speak English and said, we need to bring them out to you. It's interesting, if you go back to even 100 years ago, the two most respected people in the community were your doctor and your minister. Well, we've seen in the paper in recent days the respect for both those professions has changed. But people still have a great need to trust people, especially when it comes to physical needs. It's a very intimate thing. It's something that you want to know that there are people you can trust. And we've got a good group of people here that folks know they care about them. They're not trying to rush them through a doctor's office so that they can meet some quotas and get more medical insurance funds. Or just to get rich. They're people that are going to take the time. If that time is 5 minutes, they'll give them 5 minutes. But if it takes a half hour, we'll take a half hour with a patient.
New Life Community Health Center is staffed by a dedicated, diverse, multilingual team that is proactively going into the community and setting up tents, being in a parking lot or an open space. And there's a real difference between providing the service and wanting to serve people. And this is an organization that wants to serve people, and they're going to find that need, and they're going to need it.
I love to help people because first time I come here, people help me. You know, I don't like to only take it, but I need to give back. What God gives to me, I will give back to others.
I love to help people, and especially when you see a lot of people who are immigrants, like I am, and sometimes they don't have the facilities or the money to go to a doctor because it's expensive. So when you can help people, and not only physical but spiritual too.
It just amazed me how we could set up these tents and not even have signs or have people pointing them where to go, but they just came. Like they really needed this service, and there'd be long lines everywhere we went.
Because a lot of people don't have insurance because the insurance is too expensive for them. They make only a little money. It's not enough for buy insurance.
It's amazing how our society puts up so many walls between people. Obviously, the color of people's skin is a huge wall, and it's been a real scar in our country for a long time between African Americans and Caucasians. It's amazing for immigrants who come here, how they're treated by people who themselves were immigrants 100 years ago, or the descendants, I should say, of their great-grandparents were themselves immigrants, but yet somehow just in a few generations we lose perspective. And because someone doesn't speak English or doesn't speak it well, we look at them differently. And if you take the time and you get to know people, people have a lot more in common than what we think. And as I've gotten to know some folks from this community, some of the immigrants that are here, they're looking for the same thing that my grandparents and my great-grandparents were looking to when they came to this country. And they're looking for an opportunity.
New Life Community Health Center is a place where there's a desire to meet the need, but to meet those needs there is a need for resources, and I've seen a tremendous ability to just make a few dollars go a long way.
There's a lot of good things happening through this Christian Health Center. We need your help. We can't do this alone. We have great volunteers who are passionate about serving the poor and helping people. But I want to be honest, the next steps that we need to take are going to need some people significantly contributing. And if you're one of those individuals, I want to guarantee you that $1 or $2, $1,000, $20,000, whatever you can give to help us, we will be the best stewards possible. And when you come and you visit us, you'll be proud of how you've invested your resources and the kinds of people that are being helped from this ministry. But we cannot do it alone. We again have great volunteers, great people who are passionate about what they do. But we need some friends, we need some people who have resources, we need some people that are blessed, that have received all the great things that this country has to offer, who will look back and will see some people who maybe don't have what they have and are willing to be generous. And I want to encourage you to consider giving from your blessing that you can help someone else.